Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Okay, so we have a few Facebookers on saying they can't see. Can y'all see us now? Unfortunately, having some technical difficulties with being able to see the user who is coming from Facebook. Just type your name in the chat so I know who you are. Okay, you can see us now. Hello, Dr. E. Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you so much for being here, being a part of the Sister Circle Social Club. Welcome to
Mhm.
Walk News YouTube channel. I really hope that people are tuning in on YouTube and on Facebook. So the most craziest thing happened, of course, having several Facebook accounts, admin
Mhm.
for one and user for the other. The Walking Them Through Facebook group, I was unable to uh, stream live on that one. But what I'll do is this is being recorded. I'll just go over and post it in that group. But Black Women About Business, there are some ladies that are on and checking out the video. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, hello everyone, my YouTubers. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to our new YouTube video. Welcome to my returning visitors, to my new subscribers. Listen, everyone, I am your host, Leading Lady Dara here. When I say that I'm so excited, I'm so excited. Hey, Ma, yes, let's go. We go and go and go. And I'm so glad you tuned in. When I say I'm so excited for this platform right here, I'm really so excited because God is really doing some things, not just here in this girl's world, not just here. God is really doing some things and He is moving tremendously. He is moving and He is, when people listen, the shaking and the shifting and all of that, listen, you better embrace it. You better just embrace it because it is really designed to help take you to new levels. So I am your host, Leading Lady Dar, founder of this wonderful organization, Walking Them Shoes. And I'm just excited because this guest right here, she's a phenomenal woman. If you're not already following her, I'm gonna drop all her information here. But if you're not already following Dr. E over on Instagram, follow her because she gives you the motivation. She is that motivating force. So I'm introducing, let me put my glasses on because I gotta read. So I am introducing Dr. E here, and I know it's Anika. And I'm going to introduce her, but I'm going to also allow her to introduce herself because no one can really do it better than you can, right? So here I am with Dr. Anika, and I just can't wait to say who is Dr. E, but ladies and probably some gents here. I want y'all to know that Walking Them Shoes is doing a new thing. We're featuring and we're honoring women for this, and not just for the month of March. This is something ongoing. This is something that this platform is designed for. So we are allowing women to come and share their stories, and their stories will make a true impact in your life. Their stories will really help take you to that next level. It will help change your life. It will help change the perspective, the way that you think. I'm telling you, when I do the few minutes of conversations with these ladies to determine whether, to ask them even why would they like to be a part of this and share their stories, just hearing just glimpse of their stories is just powerful. And not even just hearing what they went through, what they survived, just the fact of the how. And here in Sister Circle Social Club, that how is powerful. That how is not just how I did it, but the how is my acronym, how, healing others. Helping others win. That how is helping others win. So we're here with Dr. E, and we're asking her story. We are here to tune in to listen to her story. She's phenomenal, y'all. And I have to give you a congrats on winning the Michelle Obama Award. Is that true? You won the Michelle Obama Leadership Award?
Oh, yes, oh man, that was, I want to say when I was 19, 18. an organization, a mentor organization that I'm with. They give out leadership awards, and they gave out the Michelle Obama Leadership Award, and I was the recipient of that. So
Oh,
yes.
congratulations. Congratulations to you. So, you're not only a motivational speaker, you're
Hmm.
you are a nice woman. You have a lot of great things that you've accomplished in your life. Um, I think I better turn up the mic because I don't know if y'all hear me clearly, but we're sitting with Dr. E, who is from Nashville, Tennessee, originally from Nashville, Tennessee. And actually, I know some of my women that are on here tonight or even catching a replay. We went to school together, but you even had the opportunity to teach at my high school, Simon Gratz High School. So you were here
Yes.
in Philadelphia. I follow Dr. E on Instagram. I'm clear. Okay, sissy, thank you. I'm clear. So yes, I am so excited for you. And I'll ask you a couple of questions, but just I know in your mind you want to tell your story. But one of my questions is why share your story? So who is Dr. E?
So, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate you following me on Instagram. And I really just started the motivational page, honestly. It was originally for my students. And because that's just what I do. My colleagues were like, "You're so motivating. You need to send this out to your students." And then the page came about, and we kind of just went from there. But sharing my story, I believe that in our story is healing for ourselves and for other people. And I think a lot of times we hold ourselves hostage when we are quiet about things, and especially once you've healed from it. Like I definitely understand with holding in things or not really being open to sharing it outside of your private circle while you're going through the healing process. But once you're through the healing process, I think it definitely is a valuable lesson to share with other people because one, it reminds you that you're not by yourself, and then you can help someone else in their situation, as well as possibly detour someone from going down the same road that you went on if they're the type that they prefer to listen than to go through the lesson. Sometimes people need to go through the lesson before they listen. However, if you have an individual that prefer to listen before they go through the lesson, then I think sharing your story definitely helps. And like I said, the initial thing is definitely to go through the healing process. But once you're freed of that situation, or you've healed and you've came back from that situation, sharing your story is so valuable because you never know who you may reach, how they may impact someone's life. You can help change the trajectory of someone's life just by your story that seems like it doesn't mean much to you, but it can really mean something to them.
Yes, and you're absolutely right about that. That is one of the reasons why I created this platform. And this platform is more than just the social platforms. It's in person. I pray that the way that I'm building things, but we all know that God's plan, He's going to oversee it all. But my vision for this
Yeah.
here, the Circle Social Club, is to take this platform beyond the Philadelphia area. And we're actually doing that because we're speaking to you and you're originally from Nashville, Tennessee. So it's already in motion. But women, I think some women don't realize, and you hit on a very good part, and that is, you know, once you're through that healing process, now sharing that story and how that's the how that I talk about, helping others win
Mm.
because we share our stories and we talk about how. We talk about what happened. We talk about what we went through, how we felt like we couldn't make it, the times when we felt like giving up. But we also talk about the glory in it and how we were able to get through. And I think women don't realize there's power and so much privilege in telling our stories, and pouring into one another. There's so much power in that. So we do have quite a few ladies who, view my videos and view them as being empowering, and I'm grateful for that. But it's not just me, and I spoke this into existence and how I am trying to not just reach others just to help them heal, but reach others who are also willing to share their stories and help another woman on her journey of becoming another woman. So we have Martha in the house. Thank you, Martha, for coming aboard and tuning in and watching this video. We also have Sharlethia Evans. Listen, thank you so much, ladies. We have our Facebook users that have been tuned in. You know, if you have a few questions, drop the questions in the chat. So you know, this is really really exciting. So I'm going to ask Dr. E, we, with your title, we focused on God, confidence, and balance.
Mm-hmm.
And those are all of the things that I always speak on. Would you mind taking us or even sharing a moment in your life where you felt like, you know, where is God? Or did you have any confidence in what it was that you were facing and going through? Um, were you able to find some sort of balance when you were either going through or coming out? You mind taking us for a moment?
Wow. So I honestly, because of how I was raised, so I am actually originally from Alabama, but I live in Nashville. Nashville has been my home since I graduated from undergrad. I went to college in undergrad. I went to Fisk University, but my family, being in the South, the deep South, the Bible Belt, everything, is instilled in you. So I really I can remember one time when my father passed. I That is probably the first time and the only time I can really remember being angry with God and asking like, yo, like, where are you? Where are you? How did this happen? And it's just that I felt like, my siblings and I didn't get enough time with him, because he spent majority of his life in the military. And if you compare the time of him being in the military versus him being retired from the military, we only had a couple of years, to be with him. And there were so many different things going on in our lives at that time. And being the oldest child, I did everything that I could to be the positive light, be the listening ear, to be strong. But I was struggling within myself, like, God, he's been gone. We barely get to see him being in the military. Now that we have him, and then like just like that, it happened so abruptly. You take him, and it really took. I'm thankful for my best friend I met in college. She definitely was integral in that. My family, for praying for me, but I think surrounding myself around those that really had a relationship with God. So they may not knew what to say or knew what to do, but I know that they were praying for me for sure. I would get the text just like, hey, just checking in on you. Or I had professors that were very connected with God, and they would call them like, hey, I haven't seen you in class. I need you to continue to push. And they would take the time to speak with me, to check in with me. And it really took me, God really had to deal with me on that, because I was very angry. It's more so, God, where like, why did you allow this to happen? And I'm so grateful I went through that situation. I mean, I'm not elated that my dad is not here, but that situation, it's helped me in so many ways, especially being able to be a light to my students who have lost their parents in the middle of a semester, because that's what happened with me. I was in the middle. It was the fall semester of my junior year. My father passed, and so being able to push through and going through the whole grief process while still trying to stay committed to going to my church. I'm heavily involved in my church, but in the midst of it, I'm like angry at God, but I'm like, I'm going. And really it's just because that was still in me as a child. But I realized that the more that I went and the people I was surrounded with, those were large factors when helping me build back up my faith, to heal, get through that grieving process, and not be so angry
That's
with
that's
God.
mhm.
Yeah, and to understand that there was a purpose in that. And at the moment, 19-year-old me, or 20, I think I just turned 20 like a month before he passed. she didn't understand. But here we are now, 10 years or so later, and I definitely it helped me because God has taken me on a lot more journeys after that, and I haven't doubted him. I trust him 1,000%.
Well, that's the commitment that we have, and even in that commitment,
Mhm.
sometimes we fall short, and falling short. Sometimes we're asking, like, God, where are you? You know, and my
Mhm.
condolences to you on losing your father. I lost my biological father when I was in my senior year of high school. And
Wow.
although we were close, but then again, we were kind of struggling with this relationship here. And it really took its toll on me because we had gotten to that point that we recognized the struggle. And then now here we are building, and then he passed away. So I know what
Yeah.
it's like to lose, you know, and it was hard because even at that time, you know, although I may have had my mother in my life, you know, there was that missing piece, you know, and I
Mhm.
knew that contributed so much in my life. So it was tough. But at that time, I didn't go through the process of blaming God. I just was like, well, wow, why? You know, and that was that. But later on, when I lost my mother, I became angry with God, you know, and
Yeah.
questioned everything, you know. But
Yeah.
I know when we spoke on the phone, you made mention about a move, you know, God telling you and speaking to you about a transition. And I think so often, sometimes us as women, godly women, God fearing women, you know, we're trusting Him, but yet when He speaks to us and tell us to move, sometimes we're like, who he talking to? We're questioning, like, well, God, no, you know, and I was able to relate to you in a situation such as that. And reason why I'm going here is because sometimes when we don't listen to God and we don't take that move that He's telling us to move, that throws us off balance. And
Yeah.
when we're off balance, we sometimes lose our confidence because things aren't going smoothly and we're
Mm.
questioning everything. So would you
Yeah.
mind sharing um, a moment when you, or that moment that we discussed?
Yeah, definitely. So, I definitely can relate to following God, listening when He says move, and then not listening. And listen, I'm gonna choose obedience every single time because. But yeah, we were talking about when I ended my engagement, and I was praying for God to fix it. Like I'm praying, like God, like I need a solution, I need a resolution to this. Like I don't think it's that bad for it to end, but I need something,
Right.
And it was like, and God speaks to me through my dreams and stuff like that. And God told me clear as day, like, oh no, you have to leave. And it was like a life and death situation. And at that time, I'm still growing in like my gifting. I'm thinking it's like a natural situation. In hindsight, now I knew he was talking about spiritual, just knowing some of the things that God has done in my life. And God, I was like, God, you like, hold on, like I'm leaving everything. And he was like, I'm gonna take care of you, leave everything. And I mean, when I say I love everything, I love my house, my job, my home. I eat all my front, everything was left at the house. I just I got everything that I could in my car. And I called my sister, called my mom. My brother came because he was living there at the time, and he was helping me like put stuff in my car. And my sister was like, just come here. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this together. Because I have a very supportive family. We're very close. Me, my siblings, my mother, all of us. And so they're like, we're gonna get through this together. And I was like, God, hold on. I prayed for you to fix it, not to leave. But I understand so well now why he told me to go ahead and leave. And I'm so grateful because there wouldn't be a doctor if I was still there. I don't
Yeah,
even know who I would be.
you
And
said
God has moved tremendously because I was obedient.
yes. Okay, so Joanne on here is saying, Amen, hallelujah, yes, yes, yes. And I can listen, it's not about me, but I have to say this.
Mhm.
when God tell you to move, sometimes, and it's like in my situation, and this is candid conversation, and I keep it real, I keep
Yeah.
it I'm very transparent. I was holding on. I was holding on to my marriage. And it's crazy because one of my PR people said, "Well, Dara, what are you going to do?" Ask me this question of, "Well, what are you going to do when people ask you?" Because I had just recently got married. So for those of you who are just coming on, this is Dr. Anika Evans here sharing her stories. And, we're able to relate to one another when God tell you to move on a situation. And, like it's okay. It's not like that bad, but yet God is telling you, daughter, go. And
Yeah.
how you would say that if you've heard that you would be able to be obedient? Yes, obedience is better than sacrifice. But listen, I was ready to sacrifice my soul and stay in that mess, okay? But I knew better. And I realized that every time I was trying to fix it, it would still fall apart.
Hmm.
So then I recognized that
Yeah.
if God is leading me this way, then this must be the right way to go. And I have to admit that, yes, when I decided and I said, yes, okay, I surrender, and I was going to go ahead and just drop it all, listen, God began to open up doors for me. Things began to happen for me. And I know that that
Mhm.
is so hard to do. It's devastating,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, it
It can
really
be.
is.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm so grateful that I did it because he really worked on me through that process. He healed me in so many ways, but one thing in particular, going back to our first conversation about being angry with God, he helped me heal from that anger with my dad. And in those 7 months of me staying with my sister, God had me like going helping families and doing mediations and helping bring families back together and parents and kids back together and helping build those relationships. But I didn't want for a thing. I always had a roof over my head. None of my bills were paid late, and God was just like, that was like my first like real like walk with God of being faith, just faith walk of like, we're gonna move by faith and not by sight and just follow God's will. And like I said, he healed me in so many ways, but that one with that anger with my dad, I mean, within 2 months, that was God went on and cleared that up real quick for me.
And I know that's right. So listen, so you're saying you were in this place and in this
Hmm.
place of uncertainty, right? And maybe even uncomfortability, but you decided, okay, I can't sit here and soak in this mess. I have to help others. So you were already positioned, you were already doing the work and helping others. And look at how
Yeah,
that's you, because you
you
said
have to.
yes. But sometimes I'm gonna ask you, and being as a motivational speaker, there are some people who can be in that mess. Some women who
Hmm.
are in a mess, in a funk, and I mean can't really even see their way out. What would you recommend? Give us a tip. Share with us something, maybe even that you did or even that you suggested to someone to do when they're in that mess and they really can't. Like, because honestly, I've been there at times when it's been about Dar, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to do anything, let alone, for myself. Don't want to do anything because I'm in this funk, but let alone to go and help someone else. What tip would you?
Yeah. So the thing is, one of the reasons I'm able to motivate is because I use what I've gone through. Majority of the experiences I talk about are things that I've experienced myself, but some of them are things from my friends. But like I said, I've been on the opposite side of staying and just being miserable. But because I'm so focused on other things, my career, I was finishing my doctorate degree. I was just like in a situation and I'm just letting the foolishness go by, and literally, you just have to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And
Mm.
that's what it took for me. Everybody wanted it for me. But when I tell you I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, it scared me because I just woke up out of a nap and I got up and I don't even know what the guy had said. It was a relationship. And I just said, you know what? I'm okay. Don't come back. And he was like, what are you talking about? He was
Wait,
like, are you still asleep?
so I'm going to say this real quick, more, and I'm getting ready to read your message, more. But wait a minute. You say you woke up out Yeah, and it had whole changed the whole trajectory of how you're feeling and how. So listen, men, any of you men that's listening on here or tuning in on the replay, if you and your woman are dealing with some issues when she go to take a nap, buddy, you better watch out.
Listen, I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I just remember he came by my house and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go when I come back." I think we're supposed to go out to dinner. I don't even, it was something. And I just let him leave. And I remember just getting up, walking to the door. I mean, I didn't even run to the door. I just walked to the door. And I was just like, "Hey, no, don't, that's fine, don't come back." And he was
Mm,
like, "So we're not going out to eat?" I said, "No, like we're done. I'm done with dealing with this."
drop the
And it
mic.
was a lot. But what I say again, it's so important about who you have around you and being mindful of who you share things with. I've always had my sister. My sister is my best friend, like my
How old
best friend.
is your sister, Shalithia?
Yes, that's my sister. Yeah.
Shout out to you, sister Shalithia. We love
Yeah.
you.
And
And I
thank you for pronouncing it correctly.
say that again.
Thank you for pronouncing it correctly too. A lot of people get it wrong.
Yes, well, I'm glad I got it correct. But listen, we have Martha on here on YouTube, streaming it on YouTube. She said, Dr. E, I know that prayer changes things, but I've learned through trials and life tribulations that our attitude towards matters changes them all as well. Would you agree?
That's Yes, that is so true. Cause
Yes.
you can I can say I've had two different huge, like big faith journeys God has taken me on. And my attitude has been the difference in both of those situations. When God told me to leave that engagement, my attitude was not the best. I was angry at God. I was upset. I didn't wonder where he was because I'm like, I know you spoke to me. I know, but I'm like, why? I had another situation and God was like, I need you to trust me. And I remember saying clear as day, this time I'm not going to panic. This time I'm going to trust you no matter what. And when I tell you the peace and the clarity that God has brought in that situation, I definitely contribute the difference with my attitude because you can be obedient and be grudging about it.
Yeah.
But being obedient and saying, okay, God, I'm going to speak against those things. And it's like, it's about what we speak. That's why I do my motivation, because what we speak is so important. What we listen to, the people that we're around, that impacts our entire walk in life, and it impacts our confidence and how we interact with ourselves, how we treat ourselves, and being graceful with ourselves. So that attitude, yeah, Martha, that attitude is definitely a game changer for sure.
Yes, yes, I totally agree with you. It's not always, what we're going through, it's how we're going through. I
Yeah.
definitely recommend, really, you have a supporting system here, and your sister and your family, your siblings are one of them. Oftentimes some women are going through alone, and I
Mhm,
just say the women who are, may not have family and,
mhm,
may have friends or may not have family or friends, and it may feel as if you're going through alone, but you have to just trust God. You have to believe that God, one, is going to bring you through this. And then two, God will, he will allow someone to come into your life. And we all talk about seasons, but a person may come into your life for a season just to help you
mhm,
get. So don't turn your back on God. Don't give up on God. Know that this too shall pass. And whatever it is that you're going through, God got you, sis. God got you. And we're forming this Sister Circle Social Club, this show here, so that it can reach people, women in their cars, in their homes, wherever they are. I sometimes listen to podcasts. I'm a podcaster, and sometimes I listen. I'm at my desk. I'm at work sometimes, and because I sit the way that I sit, I'll reposition myself so that my earplug is in this ear, but it's just getting that motivation sometimes throughout the day, And I just want to encourage women, that you could be married and you and your spouse can be on different islands, living in the same household. That can be tough. And
mhm.
you in a position that way, sis, I would recommend you tune into God. I'd say it all the time. Spend that time with yourself. Carve out some time in your schedule for yourself, for you and for God. Get into that word and watch how God begin to move things in your life and place people
Mhm.
in your life to help you get to where He wants you to be.
Yeah, I definitely agree because he will send. I feel like I thank God for just loving me so much because I feel like every phase of my life, he has had other individuals outside of my family there for me. And they have become like my core village. When I was younger, and this still is, my youth pastors, which have become like second parents to me. And then I went to college and it was one of my professors, and she's still in my life. And then when I moved, when I was in that relationship living in Florida, it was my lead teacher who's become like a mentor, a aunt to me, everything. It's been such a blessing each step of the way. So it doesn't just have to be your family. And again, just to reiterate what you just said, listening to the word, because there's been plenty of times where I felt like even those that I've had didn't understand. And I've had to feed myself with the word. I even go back and rewatch some of my own videos. I'm like, I need help. Okay. I need help. So let me go back and watch my own stuff. And God would see those stories, because I had one of my friends just text me randomly. We haven't talked in months, and she was like, "You were the first one to say this to me. You were the first one to encourage me." And for me, that helped so well, because I was like, "Okay, am I doing this in vain? Should I be on the platforms like this? Is this something that I should be doing?" And just to get that message, she doesn't understand how important that was for me. And so also feeding yourself the right things, because even though you may have a support system, sometimes in that particular season they may have their own thing going on, and you all have to just pray for each other, and you have to encourage yourself by encouraging yourself in the word. And listen, you're going to get through it though. You have to speak life and positivity into it. You can't speak against your situation. You got to speak life into it, because the more life you speak it, whether you believe it, the more you speak it, you'll start believing it. And it's because you'll start seeing things change in your life.
I know that being a motivational speaker, empowerment speaker, it's almost as if like, we're not like even like pastors and bishops and leaders of the church, just because you're doing the will of God doesn't mean that you're off the market for the devil to toy with. Doesn't mean that at
Oh,
all. Even with us as motivational speakers, empowerment specialists, and inspirational motivators, we still too are attacked. We still too have to deal with life issues. And what I found most motivating is
mm-hmm,
that I could do a video, whether it's a podcast or a YouTube video, and it could have
mm-hmm,
been weeks, could be weeks later, months later, and I could be going through something to pop up on my either timeline or something to pop up in my phone for me to either watch this video. It takes me back to this video and it helps me.
mm-hmm.
So when we say yes,
Yes.
encourage yourself sometimes, yes, I encourage myself all the time through song, through the word, and even with the host of women that I have in my circle, you know, um,
Mm-hmm,
but at times I have to say, whether you're a motivational speaker, empowerment speaker, just say, I'm not about any of that. I'm just a young lady that go to work every day, take care of my two kids. I'm a single mother and I'm striving. I don't know. I'm working at the supermarket and I don't know how I'm going to make it. I'm barely living paycheck to paycheck. And we have people that really are out here struggling like that, right? So
mm-hmm,
sis, if you're out there and you're watching this video, you could be a single mother, you could be a married woman, you can be all of those things. But you
mm-hmm,
understand this one thing, whether you're into motivation or not, you have to know that you have to feed your soul. You have to continuously pour into yourself. I don't know how you choose to do it, whether it's through reading the word, listening to the word. You know what I found, in my most recent book release, I'm a part of a woman's group, and one of the
mm-hmm,
ladies were like, yes, we support you wholeheartedly. She was like, but do you have an Audible book? Like, I just don't read. And
Yeah.
initially, I was like, "You don't read?" And I'm like, "But now this generation here, they don't really wanna open up a book and read a book. They prefer to listen to it." So my thing
Yeah.
is this, I had to redo certain things. One book is in audio. I still gotta work on getting the other books in audio just so people will be able to receive it. But you have to find your jam. You have to find what it is that you like, what you love, and how you can receive the motivation. So I ask all of you who are tuning in now or maybe even catching a replay, figure out what works for you. But whatever it is that works for you, I need you to work it, boo. I need you to work it because we want you to not just rely on us to help you get to that next level. And getting to that next level means getting up off the floor of defeat. Sometimes getting up off the floor of defeat means I need to call on my sister. I need to get in that word. I need to listen to some inspirational songs. So we want to encourage you ladies on here on tonight on this platform, you know, thanking God for this opportunity, and my how I just cannot stop reiterating this. How is helping others win? Because it's when we help others, we're helping ourselves. We're
Mm,
helping out, we're doing the work of the Lord and helping others get through and get over. And sis, we are all here together. I'm not
yeah.
pulling you, I'm lifting you up. I'm your cheerleader, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And just like some small steps, because one thing, especially as women of color, we don't talk about because we have to be strong, is like functioning with depression and anxiety. One of the things that definitely helped me through those seasons when I felt like I couldn't help myself, and no matter what positive things was being said to me, it's so simple, but it makes such a difference. Is just simply going outside.
Wait, hold on
Keep
one second. You functioning under what?
So a lot of times as women of color, we don't talk about functioning depression and anxiety and
Mhm.
how we think that we're going about our day, but we never check internally, like, am I even processing the day? Am I even processing these moments? Am I just smiling and living through them? And because it looks different than what you see on the commercials or what you hear, it's a little bit different because that's just something just in the that has not been talked about previously. And one of the things that I had to learn to do is stop staying cooped up in the house, stop going just home to work, going grabbing something to eat, coming home, going to work, grabbing something to eat. I had to tell myself we need to go outside. Whether it
Yes.
was to go sit outside on the balcony, whether it was to go walk around at the park, whether it was to go to Chick-fil-A and sit outside and eat, even if it's cold, let me get a pullover, a hoodie, and let me go sit outside and get just some fresh air and change up my routine because sometimes it's just hard to get out of it. And you just need to know what's the first step. And it's like, I'm feeding myself, but let's change up the environment and how you're feeding yourself
You hear that?
because it
Change
helps.
the environment. Change the environment. Joanne says leaning to your own understanding every time is detrimental. Flesh will fail you every time. You got that right, Joanne. Shout out to
Yeah.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
Says faith comes by hearing. So it's definitely important to keep encouraging yourself by hearing it. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
We better. I'm telling
And
you.
then
Because we
again,
won't.
tapping into things like this is helpful because
Mhm.
this right here, I told you when I spoke to you, this is so powerful because there someone may never tell those around them what they're going through, but they may tune in to you or hear the replays, and this is healing them. This is taking them through their journey and letting them know I'm not alone. And I may not have someone around me to support me, but I know that there's a sister circle that can help uplift me and can be that support system, whether it's just being a part of the book club, whether it's just listening to replays over and over and over until it's drilled into me. So communities such as this are so integral to your healing and to your success and getting out of your own way and getting out of your own head and knowing that this is temporary and there's greater coming.
Yes. I say it all the time that, whether it's this platform, whether it's your Instagram, Sister
Mhm.
circle is crucial. It's crucial in the upbuilding and uplifting of our spirits. A
Yeah.
lot of times, I think I said it on one of the videos, and is that I have, or I know a few women who have gone back to school, and they're trying to obtain their degrees, and it has become challenging. Like two people from two different worlds, and I mean, like they don't know each other, two different worlds, but they're having a hard struggle. One is starting to, and I pray she, don't feel some sort of way with me sharing this, but
Mhm.
one is starting to second guess like her ability to even have understanding of like comprehension, and I'm like, well, sis, you done made it this far. You having she has a bachelor's degree, you made it this far. You don't have a comprehension problem, but the
Mhm.
devil will come and toy with your mind, and she has a goal. She has a goal that she's trying to obtain. And what happens when we set these goals? When we set these goals, you know, life happens. Things happen to the children. Things happen to the hubby. Now something's going on with you and your mind or your health somewhere along the way. So we have to just kind of stay focused. And
Mhm.
yes, we prepare ourselves, but in preparing ourselves, you know, we're listening to some
Mhm.
inspiration, whether it's music, whether it's videos, podcasting, and we're reading that word. So that's paramount. That's really, really important. And I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. Are you interested in leaving the viewers with any comments or anything like that? Anything like, do you have, what are you working on? What do you have coming down the pipe? So we know you do, coaching. Do you want to share in what you do? How people
Yes.
can.
Yes, definitely. So I have a consulting company called Seven Code Cultural Consulting, and my website is www.keepit7k.org, and that's KEEPIT7k.org. And our goal is to enhance culture and organizational culture, to enhance organizational culture by enhancing processes and procedures. I have a huge like a passion about enhancing the culture of your workplace or your organization, because I feel like if you want to be there, if your team wants to be there, it's a better environment, and it's conducive for things to grow and innovation to occur, and you're able to attract the right people. However, a lot of times culture is an issue because we don't have the right processes and procedures in place. Things are not in order, or you have three individuals who are doing the same job, or you have someone that is doing their job and someone who is not, and there's no checks and balances, and there's no accountability and things of that nature. So that's why Seven Code Cultural Consulting was started, is because we want to enhance culture. We want to make the workplace, the environment, conducive to learning, to growth, to innovation, in a place that attracts the right individuals. But we have to make sure we're assessing our policies and our procedures correctly, so that we are giving our teams the resources and tools that they need in order to grow. So I provide workshops for up and coming leaders, new leaders, supervisors. I guess would be the term, is entry level supervisors. I provide training for them to help, prepare you, tell you some things that you are not going to always get in training, to help create programming. I do consulting for that, creating programs, executing programs, strategic planning, also just assessing to see what your organization needs. How can they grow? How can they become better? And my company is really for transformational leaders. You're ready to think outside the box. You're ready to be a change agent, not just in your organization, but in individual lives. Because I know as a leader, we don't just impact the organization, we impact lives. And that's my goal, is to impact lives. And then we are going to change the organization. And so that's what we do at 7K. And then also, I
You're to you're adding value and helping others build community, and you're actually changing lives in the midst of it. Can you state your website again?
it's www.keepit7k.org.
That's www.keepit, KEEPIT7K.org.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. And so that's what we do. And then you're able to go there if you still don't. A lot of individuals that reach out to me like, I know something needs to change, I just don't know what. And so we just set up a consultation, and you can do an hour and a half or 3 hours, just depending on, how large your organization is, or whether you have a pinpoint issue or concern that you want to work on. And I come in, we sit, we have a conversation, and I'm very honest. I add my Southern hospitality. I don't believe that you have to be mean or harsh to be honest. You can do it with love and care and understanding. It is no judgment or anything like that. We just want to help you become the best and get to your organizational goals. So that's what I do professionally. I've worked in higher education, and I help high schoolers, even college students or adults, just adults in really, but it starts off with high schoolers. Um, I'm a certified life design practitioner. And so what that is, basically we help assess, are you in the right area? Are you in the right field? Or if you're in the middle of trying to figure out, hey, I want to make a change in life, but I'm not sure, what that change is. For high schoolers and college students, it's very helpful because it lets them know whether college is the best choice. If college is not, what would be the best option for you? So you're not wasting time, energy, and money. If college is the best choice, what's the best major? Because at 17, 18, you don't always know, you know. And so helping you pinpoint, like, is this the best thing? Or for those that are not college age, or they're not in college, you're just like, hey, I want a career change, or I'm trying to see, is this is where I'm supposed to be at?
I
We're
just
going
was
to
getting
come.
ready to ask, like, and sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I was just getting ready to ask. I know that do work with the college students, the high school students, but what about someone that's in her prime? What about someone that says, you know what, listen, I've been doing this for umpteen years, and um, may just decide I need to revamp my life. Like it's time for me to do something different. Are you willing to work with or
Oh
women
yeah,
who
definitely that, because it happens. Like you get into a rut because maybe what you did at 18 or 19 or 20, maybe your motivation for doing those have changed. Maybe you were doing it for stability, maybe for your family, maybe for your kids, but now your kids are grown, family has moved on, or you're like, okay, I've created this life where now I feel like I can invest into what I'm really passionate about. However, I don't know how to go about doing that, or I don't even know where to start, or I don't even know what that is. And so it's all the same work. It's just on different levels. And that's probably a better age to even start to do it with, because you have experience to go on. But when you're more seasoned in your career, in your field, you know what you like and what you don't like. When I'm dealing with high schoolers or like college age, they still don't even know themselves. So, they know some of the things that they like or they don't like, but there's wisdom that comes with age and experience. And so bringing that to the table helps that process a lot.
well, that's awesome. You're doing some amazing things. Besides being an amazing and phenomenal woman, you're doing some amazing things, making an impact, in the community, outside of the community. And we here at Walking in Shoes, we really appreciate all that you're doing. We
Thank
appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. We honor you. We're featuring you, and we will connect because we do have something for you for allowing us to feature you. Here on today. So, Dr. E, everyone, listen, ladies, y'all need to connect with her. Y'all need to follow her on the platforms. She is on Instagram. Please
you. Yes.
follow Dr. E on Instagram. She's very she's really a motivational speaker. I mean, she gets on here, she's driving and she's just doing her thing. She's still giving you eye contact, and we all know the sincerity of giving eye contact, and she does her thing and she's very passionate about it. And besides, she's willing to help you,
Yeah.
so that's a great thing. So,
Yes.
Doctor, would you like to leave the viewers with any words on tonight? Like anything?
Um, yeah, so definitely, again, thank you. You all can definitely connect with me if you want to you want a consultation for your company. Definitely go to www.keepit7k.org. But you can connect with me on Instagram at Dr. E Melanin Motivation. Also, I'm on TikTok as well, and so it's the same handle, Dr. E's Melanin Motivation. And you can DM me. I have people that literally just DM me like, hey, I have a situation going on. I just need some motivation. That is okay. Because I know that God has given me this gift and I want to show how great He is in His grace that He's given me. So don't hesitate in reaching out as well, any way that I can help. Um, and again, none of this is possible without God. Everything that you see, the passion in my videos, is all God. Having an amazing support system, my mother, my sisters, my brothers, my mentors, all of that. But just knowing, surround yourself around positive influence, believe in yourself, speak life. Even if life wasn't spoken into you, you can speak life into yourself and those that you're raising, you're bringing up. My mom, she spoke life into me and my siblings. And she had us reciting Maya Angelou's Phenomenal Woman and Still I Rise. And we're like 5, 6 years old
Yes,
doing
shout out
this.
to mom. Yes, and your sister.
Yes. Yes. And so yeah, so definitely just speak life into yourself and know that you can do it. If you're facing adversity while you're doing something you're passionate about, understand that's just the enemy trying to stop what God has already set up for you. But baby, know that you have everything inside of you to push through them barriers because greatness is in your destiny, and the enemy will do anything he can to stop you from that destiny and to stop you from reaching the people you're connected to reach, you're destined to reach. And so don't stop, continue to push. This is your message. If you needed a sign, you understand. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's such an honor.
And I'm gonna leave y'all with this note because she said it's just the devil trying to stop what God has already designed. Did y'all hear that? Already designed that part. God
Yeah.
has already designed it, which means it's going to happen. His word will not come back void. It's going to happen, sis. So stay encouraged on today. And thank y'all so much. Dr. E, we thank you for allowing us to have your time. We really, truly appreciate you and hope that you'll be back to see us here on Sister Circle Social. Um, and we will be in touch. So thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much for my returning visitors. Please, please, please come back. Returning visitors, new visitors, come back and see us. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, y'all. Just stay
Yeah.
connected with us. This is a movement. I tell y'all all the time, walking them shoes is not just a statement. It really is a movement. I'm your host, Leading Lady Dar here, founder of this wonderful organization. I'm so very appreciative for all of you ladies. And please also share this video so it can empower another woman that's on the journey of becoming. Thank you so much, Dr. E.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
Good night.